Hey little feminists, welcome to this month's book club featuring my book, The Button Box, that I wrote with my friend Fawzia Jalani. It's about a Jewish girl, Ava, and a Muslim boy whose name is Nadim. And they discover that when they sew a button onto their clothes from their granny's mysterious button box, it will whisk them back in time. They suddenly find themselves in ancient Morocco, where their ancestor Esther is trying to help a Muslim prince escape to Spain. Will they succeed in helping her and the prince make it happen? Or will they fail and change the course of history forever? You're about to find out. Now, there's a granny in this book, and she is amazing. Her name is Granny Buena. She is based on my own grandmother. How many of you here have grandmothers who you love? I think a lot of you. So, me too. So the reason I featured a powerful grandmother is not just because I love my own grandmother, but because grandmothers have traditionally always been fountains of powerful wisdom. They pass on wisdom through the generations, from their kids to their grandkids, and so on and so on. And someday, some of you little feminists will be powerful grandmothers yourselves and passing on that same kind of wisdom. The things that grannies give have a lot to do with something called culture. Think about the granny in the button box once you've read the book. Keep this question in mind. Do you think she knows the powers of the button box? And if she does, what lessons do you think that Granny Buena wants Ava and Nadim to learn while they're in the past? In the book, and in the present in the book, Ava and Nadim have been bullied just because they're Jewish and Muslim. Being bullied just for who you are is not a nice experience, and it's happening to more and more kids every day. This is not something that we want. This is something we want to stop. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about one of the reasons I wrote this book with my friend Fawzia. I grew up in Los Angeles speaking both English and Spanish, and my granny and my mother passed on a lot of cultural things to me. Culture having to do with the traditions of your special people. And they passed on traditions like foods and songs and old sayings, the kind of thing you're going to find in the Button Box book as you read it. And we're a very special minority of Jews, and we're called Sephardic Jews. You'll learn more about this in the book. But briefly, our ancestors came from Spain. And that's why we speak a form of Spanish even today in our homes. It's becoming a more and more rare form of language. It's called Ladino, and I'll speak some of it to you at the very end of this little talk. Now, my granny and my mom are immigrants. That means they came from somewhere else and moved to the United States and became citizens later. And they came a long, long time ago. You can't believe how long ago. They came so long ago that they were actually escaping the Nazis. Yeah, those Nazis in Europe, those guys. So they barely escaped with their lives. That is one reason why it's really important for me to pass on our culture, and to make sure that I do all in my power to pass on the word that immigrants and all kinds of different cultures and languages make our country a stronger and prouder nation. The USA, a nation of immigrants. We're keepers of our cultural flames. My co-author Fawzia and I are giving you our experience of being Jewish, Sephardic Jewish, and Muslim, and those special parts of our cultures that we are passing on to you. With that, you have this cultural torch along with your own. Burn brightly. And I will leave you now with this beautiful wish that comes from my heart and the heart of my Sephardic culture. Caminos de leche y miel, which means paths of milk and honey. And all that means is, may your paths and your life be sweet and easy. Happy readings, feminists. Read on.